Welcome back to the channel. Now, where we left things in the last episode, I just finished up with the 7 lakes and I was heading to Dushanbe. Now in this episode, I go all the way through Tajikistan following the Pamir Highway and ending in Kyrgyzstan. And I followed the Afghan border for almost 3 days. I tell you what, this was one hell of an eventful adventure. I hope you enjoy. So I'm just walking around Dushanbe, and this might be my favorite big city I've been to so far. It's just all the streets are kind of covered in trees and massive footpaths, and it's just really nice to walk around. Look at this absolute beast of a statue and monument. Now I get the vibe this would have been used for all their national marches and big significant days. Massive open space. Yeah. Maybe a show of their military prowess. I don't know. So, any adventure motorbike rider, if you're in Tajikistan and you're going to do the Pamir Highway, come to the Dushanbe bike house because they'll set you up with everything you need to know on the route. And meet the guys here, they'll help you out with everything. And also just to get your bike checked up, any repairs you need doing, they'll do it for you. And then also add a sticker to your collection for the Pamir Highway. But yeah, highly recommend coming here. They'll even get your permit for you. I came yesterday, gave a photo of my passport, and then today they've got the permit. So they'll literally sort it all out for you. One Princess. And just make sure everything is running 100% because I've already done between 8 and 10,000 kilometers, which is when you're meant to get a service. So I'm just trying to get ahead of the game here, check things like the oil level, the coolant, etc. I got a few things fixed like this. So if you've been following my journey from the start, you know a little bit of a theme that I don't really do any planning. And in fact, I really like it when locals show me the route and give me recommendations. And that was the exact case with the Pamir Highway. Unfortunately, the guys at the Dushanbe Bike House showed me the route and all the various options, which I have to be honest was a lot more complicated than I anticipated. But I've broken this episode down into 4 separate sections, which each had their own very unique character and different challenges and route variations. So this is the route that I took. The first section is from Dushanbe to Davos. Now there are 2 main options. The southern route, which is the pink here, which follows the valleys and is a much better asphalt road. It takes about 5 hours. Or the northern blue route. Now it takes about 9 hours because it's a mountain pass on the top of Dara. I was warned that the roads could be pretty tricky and they weren't sure of the conditions. But I thought, what better way than to start things off with the mountain pass and test myself on the off-road, and I was immediately rewarded with some pretty incredible scenery. Check this out for a petrol station. Hello. You good? Yeah. It's not a bad backdrop. Woo! Wow. Alrighty, so that is the beginning of the Pamir Highway. which they seem to be rebuilding at the moment. So they've shut this section of road, and I have no idea how long we have to wait here. Across that river, that is actually Afghanistan. I'm going to be following this for the next couple hundred kilometers. Now, from this section from Davos to Korog, there was really only one way to get there, and that was to follow the M41 and the Pamir Highway. Now, this section was actually under construction, being rebuilt by the Chinese to put in a proper asphalt road, and as part of their big new development of the new Silk Road. But unfortunately, this construction made for some pretty challenging conditions and avoiding a lot of roadworks. The wind has picked up like crazy, and again we're stopped with roadworks. But yeah, not the best riding conditions. As that Land Cruiser just decided to go, so I obviously followed, and this man's very fucking angry, and the road is definitely not cleared. But yeah, this is the third one of half an hour or more stoppage. Oh yeah, baby. Oh, she's getting windy now. And windy, apparently. Ooh. That stream looks like it'll stop. Yeah, definitely. That'll catch my fall. 100%. These lads have been marching for a while. More insane roadworks. Oh, it's getting dark, and when the trucks come up the hill, you have to pull over. Ain't no stopping that. Alright. Fuck, there's a truck coming. Look at the drop there. Me. Where am I supposed to go? I'm not going on that fucking side, no way. Why is there so much traffic? It's like, it's seriously 7:30. And there's bloody trucks and look at the road. It's crazy! Okay, so we're up and ready for another day on the Pamir Highway. So yesterday when I got in, I was speaking to that Spanish couple. They said they're doing more roadworks on this section of the highway, and they're using explosions, and the roads will be closed between 8 and 12, and then again from like 2 till 6. So it's 6:45, and I'm up and I'm going to try and get ahead of the closures. It's 3.5 hours to the next, like, you know, city, small town. So hopefully I get there for a spot of brekkie and avoid all these bloody road closures. I can't believe the road! It's amazing! Oh, I love it! Oh, it's so smooth. Lovely. Morning, mate. situation here. Two trucks have come together, and I'm on the other side of the big truck, and there is a bit of a queue forming here. But oh mate. Back to the bike, back to the bike. Oh, there we go, so I'm on this side. Freedom! Now, I tell you what, I was pretty damn relieved to have made it to Korog. It just seemed around every single corner there was something else crazy going on. But we made it in one piece. So this third section, from Korog to Morgat, there was a couple of route options. Now, I decided to take the orange, most southerly route to see the Wakam corridor, because I heard it was absolutely stunning, and it bordered Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Tajikistan. And I thought, let's really make it worthwhile whilst I'm in this region. Now, one of the issues with this section is that from Langar to the M41 was quite remote, and another mountain pass with some pretty tricky off-road. But again, I just thought, let's give it a crack. Hello, hello, Assalamu alaikum, Assalamu alaikum, hello, hello, hello. Here we are, day 3 of following the Afghan border. There it is. There's the river still. It's getting a lot narrower now as I'm quite a fair way upstream. But yeah, just enjoying a beautiful morning. The roads are so much more quiet now, and actually quite a nice road. So yeah, it's some really, really enjoyable riding. This is a road. Wild. That would hurt. That would actually hurt quite a lot, actually. I don't want to fall down there. Alrighty, so I'm pretty much at the most southerly point of Tajikistan, and this was once a castle here, and you can see the vantage point that it had, looking out over Kyrgyzstan and the mountains which go above 5,000 meters over there. But you can see in the background there seems to be some quite low cloud cover, which is not ideal. I'm about to head up into the mountain range, so hopefully visibility's okay. Yeah, otherwise I'll be taking it quite slow. Okay, I'm in Langar. Unexpected night here because it was too windy to cross into the mountains, and I'm having a nice chai tea with the guides from and for the other tours, and there's a hot debate going on about the border for Kyrgyzstan. Is it open? Is it closed? I heard it was open. It
is officially closed.
Right. So,
but in our case, in Central Asia, we always have a one sentence. We have always theory and practice.
Okay.
I mean, theoretically, it's closed, but practically,
it's
I think,
maybe
yeah, you can
a bit of a might.
No, just tips. No,
Just tips.
It's different things. Tips is different and corruption is different.
Okay, we are no corruption. I won't be corruption.
Be positive.
Oh no! Look at that! Look at this, it's insane. Oh, just trying to like take it all in. Right up with the river. Nice. I like this. Where is this bloke walking? Blimey. It's insane! Woo! Holy shit! I would not want to be one of those sheep that are strapped in, nowhere to go. So this is a petrol station when you're in the mountains. Just like taking a drink. I had now made it to Morgab and I was back on the M41 Pamir Highway, which I could take all the way to Kyrgyzstan, and I was certainly enjoying a bit of asphalt. Now this section was at about 3,500 to 4,500 meters in altitude, and it was referred to by the locals as the roof of the world. Look at this place. It's just so incredible. I've been following these kind of valleys for about the last 4 hours now, and they're all between about 3,500 and 4,000 meters in altitude, and they're just absolutely stunning. All the rock formations, and then you have mountain peaks in the background, and then these just flat plains in between them. It's such a surreal landscape, and it's just seemingly endless. And I'm about to head to the pass, which is at 4,300 meters. But yeah, and as you can see, there's not a sinner on the roads. It's just been basically me on my own for all day. Incredible. So I'm just doing the final pass. I'm over 4,000 meters. I am feeling a little bit lightheaded, but I really just cannot believe that I've ridden all the way here from London. It's crazy. The landscape here is just so rugged, desolate. It's very, like this side, I mean, this honestly looks like something out of what you footage from Mars. Genuinely. just over that hill is Kyrgyzstan. So I'm going to give the border a crack. Now, I haven't had internet for 3 days, so I don't know what the situation is. All of the guides maintain it's closed, but I believe it's open to tourists with their own vehicles. So fingers crossed, because otherwise I have to backtrack 4 or 5 days, and I absolutely don't want to do that considering the state of some of the roads that I've been on. So a little bit of context as to what was going on with the Kyrgyzstan border. Now, in spring of 2021, the border was closed after conflict broke between Tajikistan over water and a contested border, which had really been under contention since the breaking of the USSR. Now, I had been told at the end of July, just as I left Dushanbe, that the border might be open and they were allowing a few tourists through, but it was still under military control. But I thought I'd give it a crack, and on the 1st of August, I attempted my cross. I've made it to Kyrgyzstan! Get in! And that was, without question, the strangest border crossing I've ever been through. It was just basically a military presence. Now, you would have seen in the footage, there was about, I don't know, 10 military, they look like cadets. Well, the commander, after they processed my passport, asked me to come and watch them do like a mini UFC tournament. It was so crazy. So yeah, they're full of like wrestling and choking each other out. But yeah, mate, I'm just so happy to be in Kyrgyzstan. And right, maybe this is more of the border here. I don't know. So, may have spoken a bit too soon that I was in Kyrgyzstan. There's actually this military post, and so I've already got the stamp for Kyrgyzstan, but they're asking for a letter from tourism of Tajikistan that's allowing me to pass. Now, I got told about this 3 or 4 days ago on the Pamir Highway by some 2 Germans, and so I sent them an email, asked for a letter. Of course, I haven't had internet, so I haven't been able to check. They just gave me Wi-Fi from their phones. I had a look, and they just sent an email going back with, do you want us to send you a letter? Yes, that's why I emailed you. So I've just said, yes, I need it now. I'm at the border. I think I'm into hour number 3, just sitting here waiting. But at least I've got some company, so some consolation. Okay, so here's the latest. It's currently 6:30. I've been here for 5 hours. And they're telling me I'm going to have to wait till tomorrow until the letter comes through, which is infuriating because I requested the letter 3 days ago, and I don't know why it couldn't have been processed this afternoon. 3 minivans went through, some French guys. So yeah, anyway, man, they have been so fucking unhelpful. Okay, I kind of take my prick comment back. One of the guys is attempting to be helpful. Yeah, so the bike's over there. I'm going to set up camp here. Yeah, my bloody charging pack has stopped working literally today. So my phone died, but he's going to charge it for me. So yeah, and he said he's working till 12 tonight. So I guess he's offered to help me, which is nice. But yeah, we'll set the tent up and then we'll just hope in the morning this all gets resolved. Okay, so tent's up, pasta's on, and yeah, it's all looking okay now. But yeah, it's actually quite nice to be camping and kind of out in nature and stuff like that. I haven't done it a whole lot on the trip, and most of the reason is because I'm on my own and I'm on the bike, you know, the whole day on my own. And I'm, if anyone knows me, I'm a very extroverted, like social dude. So I've really liked the homestays and staying with people, because then you can start to get to know people from the different places, and also meet other travelers that are also doing this sort of crazy trips. And it's just been I've had some amazing conversations. So this lovely Russian couple have just arrived at the border, and now they're also spending the night.
You want to
Oh, recording, yes, yes.
Recording right now.
Yeah. And they've got watermelon, and then we've got some red wine from Mendoza in Argentina. And yeah, turning a bad situation very, very good.
Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So my new Russian friends who have invited me to stay with them in Moscow are just leaving. Goodbye, Spasiba. And look at all the goodies they've left me as well. Yeah, very, very nice to have met them, and we had some really lovely conversation, making this situation a little bit more bearable. So yeah, just gonna pack things up now, and then they said maybe by 12 or 2 they'll have me processed. I hope so. Hey. Sorry, princess. Unbelievable. Okay, so the current situation is it's just started raining. There's a storm coming in, there's been thunder going off. I'm still being kept outside the compound with absolutely no indication of when I might be let through. It's now 3:30. I have a feeling I'm going to be told to stay another night. And the bit that's annoying me the most is I have no understanding of why it's taking so long to get my letter when other people were let through in 4-6 hours. So yeah, and they've just got my passport, so I can't even head back to Tajikistan. So I don't know why they're just being so hostile, and yeah, I'm just fed up, absolutely fed up now, and really not sure how this gets resolved or how long it's going to take. Oh, I've just been released from the military compound. That was certainly the worst experience of my life in the end. They just had no idea what they were doing in terms of how to process a passport, and they thought that I needed a visa. They kept confusing Austria with Australia, and yeah, they weren't going to let me through. He was shouting at me, visa, visa, visa. And then he was eventually he processed the visa, and before he'd hand me my passport back, he said, would you like to leave a gift to remember your time here? And so I kind of said, well, what do you mean by gift? He said, I don't know, what do you think? What do you have or something? And I it's all on Google Translate, and I just said, oh look, I don't have much. And I'm just thinking, fuck, what is this gonna result in? Because if I take my wallet out, then it's acknowledging that he's wanting a bribe. And then what I was really wanting him to do was specifically say, I want a bribe, or I want some money. But yeah, look, fortunately, he gave it back, and then they went through all my belongings, each individual piece. You know, I think looking for any reason, but fortunately I didn't find anything.